News 2 Team Traffic with Corey Johnson.
A team traffic alert with all of this wet weather that we're seeing. It's definitely impacting us out on the roadways that are leading to stalled vehicles as well as crashes. A stalled vehicle currently along I-24 West right at exit 48 near the I-65 junction. A live picture from our TDOT SmartWay cameras. You can see emergency crews, TDOT officials out there. It is partially blocking a lane, so you'll want to take your time. Other areas of concern, we do have a crash on U.S. Highway 70 South West End Avenue right near 23rd Avenue, seeing some delays as a result of that incident as well. Speaking of delays, take a look at this. This is 440 East at Nolensville Road, really inching along, and you can see those slick conditions out there. Copy and paste that along I-65 North in the Goodlettsville area. This is live picture from Vietnam Veterans Boulevard. It is moving slow for us quite a bit from Madison up toward Goodlettsville and really on toward Millersville as well at this time. Quick look at our drive times, fairly moderate across the board, except take a look at I-65 North. If you're traveling to Goodlettsville, it is bumped up to 50 minutes. Mark?
Corey, thank you. A publishing administration is moving its headquarters from New York City right here to Music City. Muzurk uses humans as well as artificial intelligence to find artists and publishers' work online and then ensure that they are fairly compensated for the use of the product. While the company already has a presence in Nashville, they will officially be headquartered on Music Row starting in July. And as they were creating their office in Nashville, Muzurk founder and CEO said his eyes were open to the local talent pool.
Like, forget about LA or New York or anywhere in the world. We're like, wow, there's so much opportunity here for professional songwriters. I mean, you guys have so many songwriters, but you guys have so many pro songwriters, meaning ones doing #1 that are really in play.
You bet. Earlier this month, the Nashville Songwriters Association wrote a letter to Spotify slamming their bundling of music and audiobooks with the NSAI, saying that it's not a fair revenue stream for the people behind the product. Now, Goldman says he's in conversations right now with the NSAI to help them fight that battle. Well, Lainey Wilson will join many country greats as she was invited to join the Grand Ole Opry last night. Reba McEntire surprised her on stage last night with the invite, saying that she was so proud of her. Lainey Wilson will be inducted to the Grand Ole Opry. June 7th is the big day. Opry members Terry Clark, Mark Willis are expected to perform as well, along with country great Winona. A mother preparing to deliver her next baby, now facing a difficult decision. How a cyber attack is playing into which hospital she's choosing to deliver when it comes to her baby's health.
These contestants are going places.
Scandinavia.
They're moving and shaking and getting it done here on Wheel.
You could try to make it look a little harder.
Watch Wheel of Fortune on News 2 weekdays right.
Heir A.M. Ekstrom and his wife, Lovisa Johansdottir.
Here at the B.F. Myers Furniture Memorial Day sale.
With markdowns throughout our entire 80,000 square feet of showroom.
Plus 5 years free financing and free delivery.
The B.F. Myers Furniture Memorial Day sale.
Going on now.
Our vehicles, of course we love them. They're our home on the highway. We choose our companions, we carry and store what we need in ways we find reassuring and convenient. They are a comfort zone on wheels, and Andrews Cadillac is here to be your comfort zone in the auto world. Our relaxed and welcoming showroom makes each visit a pleasure. Andrews Cadillac, part of the Andrews Transportation Group. Stop in, be comfortable.
We're Coolray, and we're committed to you, Middle Tennessee. For cooling, heating, plumbing, or electrical, our customers can count on a fair job, something our proud technicians live and do every day. We enjoy what we do. We have a passion about what we do. And get this, Middle Tennessee, right now, Coolray will tune up your air conditioning unit for an incredible $49. Hurry, this amazing offer won't last long. For your cooling, heating, plumbing, or electrical needs, we're Coolray. Count on us, Tennessee.
Attention Middle Tennessee residents, make your dream pool a reality this summer with Coyote Creek Outdoors, Middle Tennessee's premier pool builder. Don't just dream of making lasting memories with loved ones, dive into the fun now. Our top quality fiberglass pools start at just $59,000 and can be installed in as little as 3 weeks. But act fast, supplies are limited. Visit splashbysummer.com to secure your spot and lock in our best pricing yet. Again, that's splashbysummer.com.
Back in March, we had one of those days. We had the high winds all day. I'd went outside a few times and I noticed the shingles were flying up. I had to call the insurance company to file a claim because I knew we were going to need a roof installed. And I remember on social media seeing Yellowhammer Roofing. I said, that's who I'm going to try first and go from there. The work was excellent that they did. The cleanup was superior. So I don't think there's another roofing company around that can hang with Yellowhammer as far as the Class A job they do. I mean, it's perfect.
The latest styles, designer looks.
They're all here at the B.F. Myers Furniture Memorial Day sale.
With markdowns throughout our entire 80,000 square feet of showroom.
Plus 5 years free financing and free delivery.
The B.F. Myers Furniture Memorial Day sale.
Going on now.
Breaking news alerts and local coverage where you live. Mark Kelly, Danielle Breezy's accurate and reliable forecast, and Corey Johnson with Team Traffic. This is News 2 at 4.
Well, a local mother facing an unusual decision before she delivers her next baby. Should she go to a hospital that's under a cyber attack? Well, Ascension tells News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry that St. Thomas Midtown has delivered a near record number of babies despite the hack.
Of course, something like this would happen right when I'm about to deliver.
Franklin mother Nicole Dye is about to have another baby. She tells me she had a planned C-section at St. Thomas Midtown scheduled for this Friday. But when she first heard the news of the May 8th ransomware attack on Ascension hospitals, she had several concerns.
What does that mean for everything logistically, like billing, working with insurance, making sure that everything is done correctly?
Dye added, as an expecting mother, she already has so much to think about without adding a cybersecurity hack to the list.
Like, so for example, like the nurses, are they good nurses? How well do they take care of babies?
Early this week, after consulting with her OBGYN, Dye took to Facebook to hear personal stories from previous patients. She tells me this helped with her final decision to maintain her scheduled C-section at St. Thomas Hospital.
It made me feel better hearing that everything was still pretty much the same because I delivered at St. Thomas previously and I really had a really good experience, and so I wanted to keep it there as much as possible.
According to Ascension Hospital representatives, when expecting mothers enter this hospital, nurses and doctors will proceed with what is known as implemented downtime procedure. Everything from dispensing medication to ordering and completing diagnostic tests will be tracked by hand. As of last Wednesday, Ascension Hospitals had brought in additional cybersecurity experts. But Dye tells me she still plans to keep the newborn baby close.
I don't know how much we'll be letting the baby out of our sight. We have a lot of family, luckily, and a lot of friends that will be probably stopping by, so we'll probably be relying on them. And then we'll just kind of see how we feel about it once we're there.
According to Ascension's website, there is no official timeline for its hospitals to return to normal. In Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
All right, Danielle, we're seeing severe flooding, severe storms right now. What do we need to know at this hour?
I was going to say active weather going across I-65 as we speak.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of folks are on the roads because they're headed home from work. Just please be careful out there because we do have several severe storms, flash flood warnings ongoing, and we've had some water rescues already. Remember, if you see flooded roadways, I need you to turn around, don't drown. Let's talk about the warnings though, because we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Dixon, Houston, Humphreys, and Perry County until 4:45. Wind gusts to 60 miles an hour. There's been some hail in this one as well. Penny size, dime size in nature here. And this is pushing to the east-northeast and moving at about 40 miles an hour, maybe even a little bit faster. So going to be on Dixon at 4:30 on top of you. Charlotte 4:36. Franklin 5:09. Nashville, you would see this heavy-duty storm around 5:21, although I know you're already seeing some stronger storms with wind gusts to 50 miles an hour and even some penny-sized hail being reported. Mount Juliet will see this at 5:43, Gallatin 5:53, and then Hartsville 6:16. We've also got this severe storm up north here. This is pushing into Tree County until 4:45, and again, as it pushes to the east, it's heading towards Cadiz at 4:36. It'll be in Hopkinsville at 5:03, Pembroke. You'll see this at 513, Elkton 530, Allensville 540. And then that flash flood warning, the threat considerable tag, they have increased this now until 10 o'clock in the evening. So if you are in Houston County, please don't get on the roadways. A lot of them are flooded over. We're hearing about numerous water rescues. That's why the threat tag is considerable. 3 to 5 inches of rain has fallen in that area, and that's why we have flood advisories blanketing it. This is just one picture from Aaron, from the Aaron police chief, and you can just see the roads are just completely flooded, even in front of storefronts there. And then we've also had hail reports coming out, as well as trees down in southern Kentucky, because remember, we've had so much rain, these trees can easily topple over. And then, of course, all this activity is pushing east. There is a lot of lightning with these storms. I took it off so you could just see where the heaviest storm lines are right now. And as they come across, one thing you'll see is a shelf cloud as it pushes towards your area. This is from Christian in Green Hills, catching that shelf cloud, moving over Trader Joe's. And again, that's a symbol of weather that's to come. Our Walker Chevrolet camera in Franklin showing wet roadways for sure and some storms over you. Severe thunderstorm watch has been extended east to include all of our eastern counties on the plateau until 10 o'clock tonight, so do not let your guard down. We get to about 5 o'clock, still activity around Dixon, Columbia, up into southern Kentucky. By about 6, most of this is pushing over I-65 and out east on the plateau. By about 7, really from Shelbyville to Murfreesboro to Cookeville and Jamestown. And then by about 9, 10 o'clock, it is on out of here. Things quiet down for now, but don't let your guard down because there's a marginal risk for your Thursday across our entire viewing area. As we get into Friday, the risk shifts north and west, but both days we have to be concerned for severe storms. Here's how it plays out on Thursday. We'll have a few showers in the morning, but the stronger storms come in after about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. By about 11, they're into Clarksville, Dixon, and Linden. Remember, we've got warm temperatures. We've got a lot of moisture to work with. Easily can make that air mass unstable. By about 1, pushing across I-65. By about 3, pushing east on the plateau and moving on out of here. So these storms will hit a little bit earlier. As we head into Friday, some storms are likely early in the morning, and then as we get into the afternoon, maybe a few stronger storms to the south and then out to the west. We'll have to watch some of them as well. Weekend forecast, got to talk about this because on Sunday in particular, severe storms are likely. Storm Prediction Center already has areas north and west of Nashville now in this 30% risk, a 15% risk for everybody else. And all modes of severe weather are possible, including tornadoes, gusty winds, hail, and heavy rain. So make sure you have a way to get the warnings over the upcoming holiday weekend. So weather alert for Thursday, Friday, and again on Sunday. Still gonna have some storms Saturday and also on Memorial Day Monday, but then we finally turn drier as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Over to you.
All right, Danielle, thank you so much. A gun battle is caught on video, and we're speaking to a woman who was caught in the middle of it all. More on why she says these moments are something she will never forget.
This News 2 program is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
I was sitting at a red light. Out of nowhere, I just got rear-ended. I reached out to Morgan & Morgan directly from the scene. Morgan & Morgan got my initial offer 10x'd. It is so easy.
Nashville Boating Center, your summertime fun and excitement headquarters. During our Memorial Day blowout sale, you'll find the best deals of the season. All inventory is marked down now through May 31st, and financing is available. Nashville Boating Center has served the Middle Tennessee community for over 40 years, and now we're bigger and better. Bigger, a huge inventory of new and pre-owned boats. Better, a top-of-the-line service department. Nashville Boating Center. Visit our beautiful showroom or online at NashvilleBoatingCenter.com.
Ground Up Foundation Repair specializes in foundation repair, waterproofing, concrete leveling, drainage, and more. So what makes us different from all other foundation repair companies? We're family owned and operated. We take care of your home as if it were our own. We're not a high-pressure company. We only perform work the customer needs. Plus, we offer lifetime transferable warranties.
Give us a call for your professional inspection and estimate. We guarantee the highest quality of service from the ground up.
Check out our reviews at GroundUpFoundationRepair.com.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is looking for apprentices and journeymen to join our family. We offer industry-leading pay and employer-funded retirement benefits like medical, dental, and vision insurance, and the network and support of the best electricians in the business. Plus, IBEW apprentices receive paid on-the-job training so you can earn while you learn. When new members join the IBEW, they tell us they wish they'd done it sooner. So now's your time. Have a voice in your workplace with the IBEW. Join us today.
You wait for this all week. Turn the TV off and put away your phones. It's game night. The anticipation, the excitement, your coolest victory dance. But it almost wasn't cool at all. That's where we come in. We're Lee Company. We'll be there when you need us most to make sure all your life's moments are ones to remember. We want you to focus on living your best days in your home. Don't worry, we'll take care of the rest.
When you need a lawyer, ask anyone in Tennessee. They'll say, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
This program is sponsored by Siragusa Vein and Laser Center.
Well, Memorial Day, AAA predicts 44 million people are going to be traveling between just tomorrow and Tuesday for the holiday weekend. It also comes as the Biden administration says it's working to help lower the gas prices. ABC's Perry Russum brings us the latest.
Ahead of what AAA is calling a record-breaking Memorial Day travel weekend, the Biden administration is releasing 1 million barrels of gasoline. The added barrels are expected to help lower gas prices. Today, on average, a gallon of gas is $3.61, 7 cents more than this time last year. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm says the gas reserve will be strategically released between now and July 4th. AAA predicts more than 38 million people will be driving this holiday weekend, the highest number since tracking began in 2000. That number is up 4% from last year, nearly 2% from 2019.
I think mostly people will travel by car because they have more control of their destiny, you know, for a couple of reasons. It's a long weekend, but it's still a short period of time, Thursday through Monday. And if you have a family, more than just 2 people traveling, if you have a family like of 4 people, it may be more conducive to go by on the road.
According to INRIX, a transportation analytics company, the best times to drive are tomorrow and Friday. Leave early to avoid the morning commute. The worst times to drive are Sunday and Monday. Avoid the afternoon hours. Travel time is 90% longer than usual.
We can also anticipate that in the metro areas, you know, when you're in New York City or DC or Chicago, all these urban areas, when you're closest to the city, you have to contemplate the congestion of traffic being in that area. You've got to allow more time.
AAA is also predicting more than 3.5 million people will fly for the holiday. That is the busiest Memorial Day at the airports in nearly 20 years. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Well, the Vanderbilt 2024 shows differing attitudes between men and women on some big issues. We're going to take a look at their stance when it comes to Medicaid expansion and also abortion. An arrest has been made after a gun battle in North Nashville. We had a chance to speak to a woman caught in the middle of this terrifying moment.
My name is Brenda, and I was seriously injured in a car accident. Initially, the insurance company, they tried to fight me, called the law offices of John Day. I had justice with them representing me.
Seriously injured, call the law offices of John Day.
They made it really easy.
H.E. Palmer. Since 1889, we've put craftsmanship first. It's why we still hand drive every nail that goes into your new roof. Sure, it may take more time and is a little bit harder, but then roofing is an art. Everything has a place and a purpose. Do the job right the first time and build it to last. It's a philosophy that started when H.E. Palmer bought his first set of tools and continues to this very day. H.E. Palmer. We're not good because we're old. We're old because we're good.
We have that time of year where storms roll through, and a lot of times we're seeing a lot of power outages, in which we do install whole home generators.
We can keep your power on, absolutely. Generac generators.
Peace of mind knowing you always got standby power. About 30 seconds where you don't have power, and those generators kick back on like nothing ever happened. When storms roll in, sometimes the lights go out. But here at Mr. Electric, we'll never leave you in the dark.
Mr. Electric, the power to make things better.
Everyone is talking about how Sono Bello has revolutionized cosmetic surgery. Our innovative, minimally invasive procedures help you be your beautiful. Maria's life-changing results took just 1 visit. And Robin got amazing tummy tuck-like results with minimal downtime.
When it comes to your personal health and happiness, you deserve the absolute best. We have performed over 300,000 personalized patient procedures, helping you be your beautiful.
Feel confident in less. That's how Jennifer became her beautiful. To reach your body goals, call Sono Bello today for your free consultation. Frankie saw beautiful results with just 1 easy procedure. So when you're ready to live your life confidently, Sonobello is here to help you be your beautiful. Sonobello, America's cosmetic surgery specialist. Call or go to sonobello.com and schedule your free consultation. It's your life. Live it beautifully.
We're Coolray, and we're committed to you, Middle Tennessee, for cooling, heating, plumbing, or electrical. Nobody makes it right to the level that we do and as fast as we do. For your cooling, heating, plumbing, or electrical needs, we're Coolray. Count on us, Tennessee.
Save up to 50% off furniture, rugs, and accessories. Plus, get 4 years no interest during the Sprint's Memorial Day sale. It ends 8 p.m. Memorial Day at Sprint's.
Meet the News 2 Educator of the Week Thursday on News 2 at 10 and Friday on Good Morning Nashville at 6. News 2 Educator of the Week presented by the Tennessee Lottery.
Watch News 2 at 6.
Followed by Wheel of Fortune.
This News 2 program is sponsored by Ponce Law. This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
All right, we've got a lot going on right now. Several counties under a severe thunderstorm watch. You're seeing a live picture from Mount Juliet right now. And a look outside. You can see it is coming down there. Welcome back to News 2 F4. I'm Mark Kelly. I do want to start with Chief Meteorologist Danielle Breezy tracking this line moving through at this point. Danielle, where are we seeing this the worst?
I was going to say most of the storms now are getting ready to cross over I-65, Mark, but we still have some heavy-duty storms to the south and also over to the west. And so we're watching for lots of lightning, torrential downpours leading to flash flooding, plus gusty winds and even some hail being reported in some of these storms. Now, there still is this flash flood warning up, and this is for Dixon, Houston, Humphreys, Montgomery, and Stewart County, and this has been extended now until 10 o'clock in the evening. And the reason for this is where we're having the ongoing water rescues around the Aaron area. The threat is considerable as we've picked up anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain in a very short window of time. But as you notice now, noisy storms just pushed through Nashville to the east, a little bit of hail dropping out of those, as well as some wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Gallatin's getting hit pretty hard to Portland. Boiling Springs, that's coming to you next. Murfreesboro heads up. The northern half of you could get hit by this storm here. And then we got more pushing over Centerville, Lobelville, Hohenwald there, and then more up to the north and west over in Trigg County. That is a severe storm heading into you folks in southern Kentucky. Our Bridgestone Arena camera in Nashville showing the wet roadways and raindrops on the camera. And again, we still have that flash flood warning in effect. These storms are pushing very quickly to the east at about 40 to 55 miles an hour. The severe thunderstorm watch has been extended now all the way east of the plateau until 10 p.m. this evening. So do not let your guard down. In fact, the timeline, again, by 5 o'clock, pushing across I-65, 6 o'clock, really east, and then by about 7 on the plateau, 8, 9 o'clock, things quiet on down. But more strong storms are in the forecast as we head into your Thursday and right into the holiday weekend. We'll break it down for you coming up, Mark.
Danielle, thank you. We also have new information tonight into a Wild West type gun battle that played out in a North Nashville neighborhood. And it was all caught on video, too. Andy Cordan has been investigating the crime. He's been out talking to neighbors as well and joins us in studio with the latest. Andy?
Hey there, Mark. You know, there were multiple shooters, at least 3 people shot, and probably 4 dozen bullets fired wildly around people, cars, and houses. Now, tonight, for the first time, a woman in the middle of this Cinco de Mayo gun battle explains exactly what she saw.
How do you feel now, 2 weeks later, knowing that you actually saw a guy who had been shot through and through, who was shown on video being one of the shooters?
I'm absolutely terrified.
This woman does not want to reveal her identity. Does this bring back horrifying memories?
Yeah, I replay it in my head just about every single day.
But she does want city leaders to know exactly how chaotic and frightening the gun battle on Owen Street is. What are you thinking right then?
I believe my mind just completely shut down for an instant. It was, oh my God, okay, have I been hit?
Surveillance video shows a man with a gun chasing a dark van. Shots are fired, and the man is shot, screaming, "I'm hit." I'm hit! I'm hit! Did you see that he had a gun?
I did not see that he had a gun at the time, and at the time that he and I were interacting, I did not know that he was actually one of the shooters.
Then another man shoots 5 more times down the street. There's a break in the gunfire. That's when this 30-year-old medical professional steps into the street. She says to render aid to the man in the white shirt, who she says is bleeding badly.
But he did have an abdominal gunshot wound that I could clearly see I was a mere 3 feet away from him. He was bleeding from his back as the bullet had went through and through.
Suddenly, there's another barrage of gunfire. Dozens of rounds are fired from nearby Buchanan Street. And that's the 30-year-old who's now caught in the crossfire.
Do you look back on that video now and say, oh my God, I could have been killed?
Absolutely. At first, it was a fight or flight response, and the medical in me that was thinking the injured person needs help.
Another angle from up above shows the chaos as people are running for their lives.
If they want to keep people like you moving in, what do you want to say to the mayor about incidents like Cinco de Mayo?
That they have got to cut this down. They've got to get some protection here, some hardcore enforcement. Otherwise, these people that have moved in thinking that this was a safer area to live in are going to begin contemplating moving out.
So late today, there's been a major development in this case. Metro Police arrested John Quan Woodard. The 27-year-old was charged with reckless endangerment. According to police, when he was shown the video that I just showed you, he admitted that he was the man seen shooting down the street. Let's send it back to you guys.
Pretty scary stuff, Andy. Thank you. Also, Metro Police confirmed to Andy that since the Cinco de Mayo shooting, police have had both a covert and obvious presence in that neighborhood, and the investigation is still underway. Well, Metro Police also arrest a man accused of attacking someone with a metal parking sign. According to the arrest warrant, a man told officers Abdizirik Ali assaulted him and it was unprovoked. The victim says Ali then grabbed a 20-pound metal parking sign and started swinging it at him, chasing the victim.
Into growing with people and just fighting for her country. It meant a lot to her. And I feel like she would have did the whole 20 years and retire and probably pass it on to her son. So, yeah, she really dedicated her life to the service, to the military.
Clarksville police are working with Fort Campbell Criminal Investigation Division on this case. Anyone with information or video is asked to share that with CPD at the number on your screen, or you can also call Crime Stoppers to stay anonymous. Mark.
Nikki, thank you so much. Tracking crime, Metro Police are searching for a man accused of rape. 23-year-old Kevin Harton has been added to Metro's Most Wanted. He's accused of statutory rape and sexual exploitation of a minor. If you see him, call Crime Stoppers 615-74-CRIME. Well, a new Vanderbilt poll shows differing attitudes between men and women on some key state and also national issues. Politics, gun reform, health care, too. News 2's Corey Johnson joins us in studio with the details on this poll. Corey?
That's right, Mark. A poll question about Medicaid expansion also uncovered some stark differences between men's and women's attitudes. Now, Republican lawmakers have repeatedly blocked expanding government health coverage for lower-income people. According to the findings, the majority of state voters, which is about 62%, are in favor of Medicaid expansion. Women polled significantly stronger at 70%, and their support than men, which sits at about 54%. However, that's not the only healthcare related divide. When it comes to controversial topics like abortion, 57% of female voters identify as either definitely pro-choice or somewhat pro-choice. Only 46% of male voters say the same.
But this gender divide, I think, is something that's stronger here in Tennessee than it has been for a number of years. And I think it reflects the cumulative effect that some of the policies that have been enacted both at the national level and at the state level that are just a little more extreme than the public wants, and especially what women want.
Just over 1,000 Tennessee voters were a part of this poll from April 26th to May 9th. On News 2 at 5, we continue our breakdown of the recent Vanderbilt poll and the gender divide spotlighted in the numbers.
Now, News 2 Team Traffic with Corey Johnson.
And taking a look out at the roadways right now, we are watching a number of areas of concern. It does appear that my maps may be a little bit frozen at this hour. If you could take those full. I do want to show you areas of concern for us. I-24 east of Haywood Lane in the Antioch area moving along pretty slow right now due to those wet speeds out on the roadways. Giving you a zoomed out view, you can really see how that expands from the 440 junction all the way until you reach Laverne on I-24 East. Other areas of concern, 24 West, a stalled vehicle near exit 46, right near the I-65 junction at Fern Avenue, still there, but it has been moved to the right-hand shoulder. Other areas of concern, Weston Avenue, a crash at 23rd Avenue still persists at this time as well. And a quick look at our drive times across the board, starting to get up there due to those slicker speeds. Nashville to Brentwood sits at 34 minutes. Murfreesboro is over an hour at 71. Mount Juliet 40, and to Goodlettsville about 48. Mark?
All right, Corey, thank you so much. Metro Police looking to build relationships throughout Nashville. So we're going to take a look at how they are doing so with a precinct in Antioch.
World News tonight and News 2 at 6.
Your source for breaking news and severe weather coverage.
Coverage you trust. World News tonight, followed by News 2 at 6.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Danielle Breezy. Right now, the News 2 team is tracking severe weather across our area. Stay with the News 2 Weather Authority for alerts and breaking news that could impact you.
Finding a charger when you have 1% battery is hard. Hiring Morgan & Morgan for your injury is easy. Morgan & Morgan, the choice is easy.
Do you make decisions with your heart or your head? Either way, you make the right decision when you visit Land Rover Nashville, part of the Andrews Transportation Group. Your heart is happy because Defender is stunning and gives you capabilities other brands can only dream about. Your head is happy because Land Rover Nashville is Tennessee's volume leader, and you know all those buyers must buy from Land Rover Nashville for good reasons. 3, in fact: the way you're treated, the way you're treated, and the way you're treated.
You don't need a sale to save at Furniture and Merchandise Outlet. Our prices are already unbeatable. Come check out these amazing deals in stock and ready for Memorial Day. This 4-piece sectional is only $17.99. 5-piece dining sets starting at only $3.99. Mattresses starting at only $1.89. This Memorial Day at Furniture and Merchandise Outlet.
28 years in business, 4 locations. Come see the difference here at FMO or visit us on our website at fmotn.com. Your wallet will appreciate it.
Roscoe Brown is your trusted HVAC and plumbing company, serving both residential and commercial customers across Middle Tennessee. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
At Maples Realty and Auction, our auction team can prepare your property and get it sold quickly on your terms. Put our 55 years of success to work for you. I'm Betsy Maples Taylor. This is our auction team, and it's our people that's the difference. Sold!
So many heroes, so many memories, so many sacrifices. News 2 remembers what was given on this Memorial Day. Thank you to the brave men and women who fought to protect our freedom.
I think my husband is in danger.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
And I want to pick up with that weather alert coverage right now. So we are in Erin, Tennessee, where we are getting reports of rescues due to flooding in that part of Houston County. We got meteorologist Shelby Mack. She is in the News 2 Storm Tracker. She just arrived in Erin. Shelby, give us an idea what you're seeing on the roads.
Mark, so we are now sitting outside of Houston High School, and right across from us, you can see this road that is covered with water, and it's assuming this is Buckeye Road. Now, zooming out so you can get a bigger picture, it looks like that's supposed to be dry next to it, and then there's a full-on pond right out in front of Houston High School. Now, along with that, there's a few other roads that we've gotten updates that are closed. You've got Mobley Lane in Houston County, and then you need to use caution on Midway Drive, Front Street, Maple Street, and Spring Street. We also just got an update from Sheriff Sugg that says that the school buses did not run this afternoon because of so much water. Again, we're sitting outside of Houston High School right now, so this is what buses would be facing, and the kids are still at the school with police officers preparing for the next wave. They're really concerned about how much rain is expected going into the next few days, because this is not our only day that we're seeing severe weather, and even looking out just ahead of us. Again, we are parked outside of Houston High School. You can see that this water is trying to go into storm drains, but there is plenty of water that is crossing over the roads, and it's not just on roads that are flooding over, but also roads where you might just be driving to get home from school, to get home from work. Things are very slick out there, and this water is only going to continue to pile. Its radar indicated that 3 to 5 inches of rain have fallen. We're going to continue to make our way through, Aaron, to show you some other spots that are flooded. And the storm tracker, I'm meteorologist Shelby Mack, News 2.
They got a lot and really fast, too. Shelby, thank you so much. Well, construction has finally begun on Metro Police's much-anticipated Antioch precinct. News 2's Sam Clementi had a chance to speak with the former Metro councilwoman who was really at the forefront of establishing this precinct in Antioch.
I would be remiss if I did not say that it should not have taken 5 mayors later for services for a community that's one of the fastest growing in the city.
Former Metro Councilwoman Taneka Vercher was relentless in her pursuit of an Antioch police precinct during her 8 years on the board. Even with construction finally in progress, she says she won't believe it's happening until it's actually built.
When I was on council, it was supposed to have happened 2 years ago.
Right. You gotta see it before you believe it. I get it.
Yeah, I got to see it.
Vercher says crime itself was never her motive for adding a precinct to Antioch. Instead, it was the community's continued growth.
More people, it comes with more crime. And that's just the dynamics of anything. When you have more of something, you're going to have more of those other nuances as well, too.
Metro Police tell me they've already begun hiring staff for the Antioch precinct, which should be completed by mid-2025. 93 officers will be needed to fully staff the department.
It means a lot. A lot of people, they've forgotten about this project, but it really means a lot to our area and the sustainability of.
Well, that was Sam Clementi reporting. So the new precinct is expected to open at some point next year. So which areas are next for a police precinct? Well, Bellevue and Jolton are included in Mayor Freddie O'Connell's capital budget that's up for vote as soon as this week.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
And Danielle, we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Where are we seeing this
Yeah,
one?
this is out in our northeastern communities now. Okay. So just a heads up, folks. I mean, storms are beginning to pop up.
Very messy, a lot of rain.
And they turn severe very quickly. Flooding, wind, hail, all concerns with this one. Let me zoom into it. Again, this is going to be up in Clay, Jackson, Macon, Overton, Smith, and Trousdale counties, folks. So you folks haven't even seen a severe storm until right now. And again, there's going to be lots of lightning with this one. Wind gusts to 60. There's some hail coming out of these as well. Look at the bright reds and the bright greens here. This bright red at one point was very, very bright on the map in southern Macon County. So could be doing a lot of damage. And you see there's that green and red right there and getting a little tighter too. So I don't like the look of that one. And there's a Boeing signature right in there. So we'll have to watch that carefully. Again, tornado threat is very, very low today, but it's still not zero. So again, this is heading east, heading towards Granville at about 4:54. Gainsboro 5 o'clock, Salina 5:09, Rickman 5:20, Byrdstown 5:32, and then Jamestown. You're going to see this at about 5:43, and then it pushes out of our viewing area. We've also got that flash flood warning where Shelby is. She's been showing those flooded roadways, and again, it's the threat considerable It's been extended until 10 p.m. If you do not have to drive in that area, please do not do it, especially once the sun sets. It's going to be very, very dangerous, especially where the roads are flooded, because anywhere from about 3 to 5 inches of rain fell in that area, and there's still flood advisories across a lot of our area as we speak. Now, this is the one severe storm out to the north and east. We have some heavy-duty storms pushing into Hickman County, Lewis County, Murray, Williamson County. Just a heads up, that's coming to you next. Have had a lot of hail reports, a lot of flooding reports, and even some trees have come down. I want to show you this flooding picture. This is out in Paris, and look at that. There's some flooding on that road right at the mailbox there from Jerry Williams. We appreciate you sending it. And this is a shelf cloud as it pushed into Mount Juliet from Jennifer Baker. Again, if you see flooding or weather concerns, send us your pictures to pics@WKRN.com or me, Danielle Breezy TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but do it safely. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for our western counties until 7 o'clock. They are going to begin to chip them off, but it's until 10 o'clock for areas east because these storms are still packing a punch. By about 6 o'clock, these storms are out east on the plateau, but there's more heavy-duty storms around Nashville and Columbia. By about 7, pushing towards Cookeville, Murfreesboro, Shelbyville. By about 8, 9 o'clock, they are gone and out of here, but we don't want to let our guard down because there's a marginal risk as we head into Thursday for all of Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, and then our western communities on Friday. Let's talk about the timing for Thursday. A few showers first thing in the morning, but that strong storm activity comes in after about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning west first. And then it pushes across I-65 by about 1 o'clock. You see how it's blossoming and strengthening. And by about 3, these storms push east on the plateau, and they're out of here. So it's about mid-morning through early afternoon. Should keep high temperatures in the upper 70s to around 80. Now, as we head into Friday, have some storms out there first thing in the morning that could be on the stronger side. We're dry during the day, but as we start to heat up, look, a few storms develop out west, and some of these could be on the stronger side early in the evening before they push on down. And then the big story will be this: over the weekend, we'll have isolated storms on Saturday, but severe storms look very likely on Sunday. So you need to make sure you have a way to get the warnings, because on Sunday, Storm Prediction Center has already put areas north and west of Nashville under a 30% risk. A 15% risk blankets the entire rest of our area. And what we're anticipating here is all modes of severe weather, including damaging winds, hail, heavy rain, and even tornadoes. That threat goes up over the weekend. So your weather alert mode for tonight and also for your Thursday. And even on Friday, a few strong storms west, especially around dinner time, it looks like. Severe storms likely on Sunday, so stay weather alert throughout the entire holiday weekend. We do dry out, though, as we head into the middle of next week. Over to you.
Danielle, thank you. Side roads, city roads, it can be really hard to navigate during the winter weather as well. And that's where Nashville Department of Transportation comes in. So NDOT, they had a busy season back in the winter. Snow, ice, of course, all the potholes from that. So to say thank you for their around-the-clock hard work that they did, we took lunch to the 5th Avenue Garage. Marcus Bagwell did. He had a chance to talk to the folks there, and you can watch his interview. It's on the Facebook page and WKRN.com as well. Well, today was the final day for the NFL owners' meetings. Plus, the Tennessee Titans finalized the preseason schedule. That's coming up next in sports.
Y'all, Tanya Tucker here. It's so important to have a beautiful smile, to feel good about yourself. And I wouldn't trust anyone but Dr. Adam Cottrell with my teeth. Dr. Cottrell makes it easy and painless. And nothing builds confidence like a beautiful smile.
Do the research on replacement windows and doors, and you'll choose American Home Design.
Just the price alone was worth walking into American Home Design.
Styles to match any home. Security features you won't find on bargain windows.
Knowing that we're investing in our house and it's a lifetime warranty made all the difference in the world.
Dad's out of town, and you know what that means. Save $500 to $1,500 on everything we sell. Call American Home Design now.
Looking for reliable equipment that works as hard as you do? Look no further than Coleman Tractor, your local Kubota dealer. With the largest inventory in Middle Tennessee, we have what you need. From Kubota mowers and construction equipment to Kubota compact and ag tractors, our friendly and knowledgeable staff make sure you have the right equipment to get the job done. And our dedicated parts and service teams work hard to keep you working. Visit any of our 4 locations: Clarksville, Paris, White House, and our new Nashville location. Coleman Tractor, working hard to keep you working.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, there's only one thing you need to do. Call 800-800-4600. When you need a lawyer, ask anyone in Tennessee. They'll say, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
Looking for a career opportunity with great pay and benefits? Check out the IBEW Local 429 Apprenticeship Program. The IBEW, a News 2 Perfect Home partner.
Hey y'all, Tanya Tucker here. It's so important to have a beautiful smile, to feel good about yourself. And I wouldn't trust anyone but Dr. Adam Cottrell with my teeth. Dr. Cottrell makes it easy and painless. And nothing builds confidence like a beautiful smile.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Roger Goodell thinks that Nashville will be a great place to host a Super Bowl. Goodell and NFL owners are in the Music City as they wrap up spring meetings. The league announced today the host of the 2026 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and talked about a potential 18-game season. But for us, the big news was Goodell's thoughts on the new stadium. He and the owners visited the Titans house, a setup to give future season ticket holders a better glimpse of new Nissan Stadium, and he liked what he saw.
And it was great to see the stadium and what they're envisioned. We've seen plans before, but you see it come to life a little bit more. I think the stadium is going to be amazing. We know the passion of the fans here. We experienced the draft here. And I think a Super Bowl here would be very successful, but we'll get to that once we get a little further down the line with the stadium.
Also new today, the Titans finalizing their preseason schedule and times. The first matchup is at home August 10th against San Francisco. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. The Titans' second preseason game is versus Seattle, also at home at 6. They wrap up the preseason on the road against the New Orleans Saints. That matchup is set to kick off at 1. And of course, you can only watch those preseason games right here on News 2. Coming up tonight at 6, we break down that 18-game season and what it will look like for the Titans. Mark.
Samaria, thank you. Well, it has been a year-long wait for one Mount Juliet family in the search for closure after their son's death. How they hope to get further justice for their son in an upcoming sentencing hearing. And in Murfreesboro, officials have been working for the last 14 years to find the person responsible for a 24-year-old's death. What an investigator who has been following the case from day one had to say of where things stand today. And easing worries for travelers and their furry companions as well. How much you're going to have to pay if you want to ride inside Bark Air.
To 25% off everything in the store this Memorial Day at Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery. Some items will be marked down as much as 50%. You'll even get 36 months financing. The Memorial Day sale going on now at all 3 Lazy Boy locations.
We're Cool Ray, and we're committed to you, Middle Tennessee. For cooling, heating, plumbing, or electrical, our customers can count on a fair job, something our proud technicians live and do every day. We enjoy what we do. We have a passion about what we do. We just want to take care of the customer. It's what it boils down to. It has since day one. Nobody makes it right to the level that we do and as fast as we do. For your cooling, heating, plumbing, or electrical needs, we're Cool Ray. Count on us, Tennessee.
My name is Tim Leith. I was sitting at a red light. Out of nowhere, I just got rear-ended. I reached out to Morgan & Morgan directly from the scene. It was incredibly simple to get the process started. I never actually had to physically set foot into Morgan & Morgan. You can literally do everything from your cell phone. I was able to get emails, text messages. Morgan & Morgan got my initial offer 10x'd. And I never even got a check. I just got a direct deposit into my bank account. It's so easy.
Get this low mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Tech for around $499 per month. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
We're putting our foot down to keep our feet up, like way up, with Lazy Boy.
We worked overtime. Now it's TV time.
Lazy Boy's Memorial Day sale, 25% off everything in the store. Going on now at all 3 Lazy Boy locations.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Danielle Breezy. Right now, the News 2 team is tracking severe weather across our area. Stay with the News 2 Weather Authority for alerts and breaking news that could impact you.
As you know, flights can be kind of challenging if you own a dog, often unwilling to leave your furry friend behind. You want to take them with you on the plane. So that's why a new airline is establishing a new service. It's called Bark Air. It's going to transport dogs of all sizes. Their owners are allowed to go on too. CEO Matt Meeker says the concept has already gotten pretty popular. 15,000 requests for new destinations. It's a hefty price tag, though. $6,000 domestic, $8,000 international, and that just gets you 1 dog and 1 human on that plane. That does it for News 2 at 4. News 2 at 5 with Haley and Bob starts now.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
Water rescues in Houston County as the area is hit with severe flooding. This now look at the situation in the city of Erin in the Front Street. Middle Tennessee is under a severe thunderstorm watch until 7 p.m. with heavy rain and hail expected. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. Nashville International Airport has also just ordered a ground stop of all flights. Crews had to rescue 9 children and 2 workers from a daycare in Erin this afternoon. The number of these rescues only growing. We have team coverage of the situation, starting with meteorologist Shelby Mack, who is driving through those flooded roads carefully, we hope. Shelby, what are you seeing out there?
Haley and Bob, so what we're seeing is that where the daycare had the 9 children that were saved, along with the 2 workers that were rescued by the Erin police chief, we are seeing that their water levels have gone down pretty drastically. Out in front of me, you can see where this water is kind of still puddled, and there's still some puddles out in front of us, but then there's also the creek behind us, and that's really what's raging. But again, those levels have dropped pretty drastically. Not expecting to see too much more rain coming through, but anywhere from about 3 to 5 inches fell very quickly. And we also just got new information that the kids at schools are also being held because those school buses didn't run, and they're there with the, says Sheriff Sugg. So we are going to continue to watch that. But even these cars out in front of us are showing that they're going through these puddles as they're making their way up and through this ponding. There's a lot of other spots too that are roads that are really hard to get through, including Buckeye Road that we looked at earlier in the 4 o'clock show. There's also the Midway Drive, Front Street, Maple Street, Spring Street, and Mobley Lane. So all of these places are dealing with this flooding. Again, right behind me, you've got the main road and then this raging creek that is still pushing quite a bit of water through, and this flash flood warning is going to continue. I'm News 2 meteorologist Shelby Mack and the storm tracker in Erin. Back to you, Danielle.
All right, I want to talk about this. We're into that weather alert because we have several active storm warnings as we head into this evening. We've got that severe thunderstorm warning up, and this is for our areas like Clay, Jackson, Macon, Overton, and Smith counties until 5:15. It's for wind gusts to 60. We also have hail within it and torrential downpours, not to mention a ton of lightning as it pushes towards Gainsboro, Livingston area as we speak. I also want to show you the greens and reds. You see the green, that's wind going to the radar, the red, wind going away. It's broad base, but there is a little bit of rotation with that, and definitely some strong damaging winds. Would not be surprised if some trees topple over from this line of storms. It is pushing east, and you see that Boeing signature in it, and pushing towards Salina at 5:10, Hillham at 5:13, Livingston 5:21, Barnes at 5:26. And then we've got that flash flood warning that Shelby was just talking about. That's been extended until 10 p.m. with the threat considerable tag, because in this area anywhere from about 3 to 5 inches of rain fell in a very short window of time. If you do not have to drive in that area, please do not. If you see flooded roads, I need you to turn around, don't drown. We've got this entire line of storms dropping hail, lots of lightning and heavy downpours. This is our Ennigenberg exteriors camera in Dixon showing wet roadways out there, and that severe thunderstorm watch has been extended farther east and expanded, and it's until 10 o'clock tonight for wind, hail, and heavy rain. So again, this timeline looks like this. By 6 o'clock, they're pushing across I-65. By 7, pushing onto the plateau. It's out of here by about 9 o'clock in the evening, but more rounds of severe weather are likely as we head into the holiday weekend. We'll time it out for you coming up.
Thank you, Danielle. Justice has been served in the death of a Mount Juliet teenager who was shot and killed during his birthday celebration.
A jury found Caleb Mershon guilty on 7 charges in the death of Austin Gordon. Those charges include reckless homicide and possession of a firearm while intoxicated. News 2's Kendall Eichman spoke with Austin's parents, who say they are facing a life sentence without their son.
You may hear the wind chimes now. I'm sure that's Austin just laughing.
The wind chimes out back to listening to his music in the car are just a few ways Tanya and her family communicate with Austin.
That's his spirit putting his hand on my shoulder and saying, Dad, it's all right. I'm fine. And just carry on and do the best you can through life.
It was September of 2022. Austin was celebrating his 19th birthday with friends.
Our son had no alcohol in his system, no drugs. So let me put that out there. Sitting down on a mattress, eating, some gummy worms and drinking a Coke. Caleb, being as reckless as he is, picked up a gun, pointed it to the other individuals that was there, turned around, pointed it to our son, and shot him point blank in his head.
It's the narrative that Tanya and her family had to relive during the trial.
He said, I don't want to die. He was saying that with his last breath.
And sitting through that trial, it was just stomach churning. He was just the sweetest soul, always.
Last week, a jury found Caleb Mershon guilty on 7 charges in Austin's death. It's justice Austin's family has been waiting on for over a year and a half.
The verdict was in our favor, which was great, but I still don't have my son. And I would trade anything to have him back. I know all of us would. I would give everything I own for the rest of my life just to hug him one more time.
And the sentencing date is scheduled for September 10th, which is 2 years to the date that Austin lost his life. His family tells me they hope for the maximum sentence of 16 years. They also tell me they are so grateful for the DA's office and their friends who spoke as witnesses and attempted to save Austin's life. Haley.
Thank you, Kendall. Investigators believe a fire inside a downtown market has cause for suspicion. Fire crews arrived at Marley's Market this morning, finding the business on fire, along with a nearby pickup truck. Officials also found the front window shattered. They're now investigating whether someone threw an object through the window. They also want to know if the pickup truck was intentionally set on fire. No injuries were reported.
Nashville's most wanted fugitive list now includes a rape suspect and a man wanted on 21 outstanding warrants. 21-year-old Dwayne Humbles is charged with multiple violent offenses, including aggravated stalking and domestic assault. His last known location is unknown. Kevin Horton is also now on the most wanted list with outstanding warrants for statutory rape and sexual exploitation of a minor. The charges stem from 2 separate incidents dating back to 2022. If you have any information to help locate them, call Crime Stoppers.
It is a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's what authorities say of the shooting death of 24-year-old Nathan Morgan back in 2010. Investigators say 14 years ago, Morgan and 2 others were caught in the crossfire when a suspect opened fire with an assault rifle. Someone in the area of Eagle Street got a phone call warning them to get off the street just before the gunfire rang out. But to this day, investigators are still looking for the person responsible.
We know we kind of have our persons of interest. And to those individuals that are refusing to cooperate or have refused to cooperate in the past, this could be your family. This could be your brother. This could be your cousin. This could be your father or your son that could be murdered tomorrow.
Abbott has been trying to crack the case since he was first assigned to investigate Morgan's murder 14 years ago. He hopes new technology will eventually lead them to a suspect. Visit WKRN.com for more information on this case.
Well, a major gender divide exists here in Tennessee over several key issues. That is one of the key findings of the just-released semi-annual statewide Vanderbilt poll.
One of the issues that divides men and women is health care. News 2's Corey Johnson has more.
That's right, Bob. Haley, the poll highlighted differences among men and women on topics like gun reform, abortion, Medicaid expansion, and even vaccines. The survey showed a 19-point division among men and women who say they are extremely or very likely to take vaccines for serious illnesses like shingles or meningitis. Men polled in at 42%, while women sat higher at 61%. Directors of the poll say sizable gaps like this aren't something they've seen before when it comes to this particular type of poll with those questions. Political affiliation also plays a role.
But interestingly, people who identify as MAGA Republicans are just not really interested in any kind of vaccine on the medically recommended side, where Democrats are more willing, women are more willing. And so we see a big partisan divide, a big gender divide on the issue tied to medically recommended vaccines. And you can see that actually in the campaigns of Donald Trump and of Robert F. Kennedy, because they're both talking about being, appealing to the anti-vaxxers, and they tend to be concentrated in this so-called MAGA group, who also tend to be more male.
And just over 1,000 Tennessee voters were a part of this poll from April 26th to May 9th. For more information on the Vanderbilt poll and the gender divides highlighted throughout, you can head to our website, WKRN.com. Haley?
Thank you, Corey. Tennessee Representative Bo Mitchell is suing Metro Nashville and the Davidson County Election Commission. The Nashville Democrat argues the commission violated state law by allowing his Republican opponent, Jennifer Frensley Webb, to run for office. This after Representative Mitchell challenged 5 of the signatures on Webb's nomination petition. The commission ultimately sided with Webb and did not strike the signatures. In the lawsuit, Mitchell claims he will be forced to spend thousands in campaign funds to defeat a candidate who is not qualified.
Well, a local mom had to decide, keep her scheduled C-section at a hospital facing a cybersecurity threat, or delay her delivery and go elsewhere. That mother spoke with News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry about a decision she never anticipated having to make. Caitlin?
Nicole Dye is pregnant with her second child. Her first child was born during COVID-19. Now her second could be born in a hospital currently facing a national cyber hack. She tells me she had a planned C-section at St. Thomas Midtown for this Friday. But when she first heard the news of the May 8th ransomware attack on Ascension Hospitals, she grew concerned. According to Ascension Hospital representatives, when expecting mothers enter an Ascension Hospital, nurses and doctors will proceed with what is known as implemented downtime procedure. Everything from dispensing medication to ordering and completing diagnostic tests will be tracked by hand. As of last Wednesday, Ascension Hospitals have brought in additional cybersecurity experts. Dye says along with creating a birth plan, she's been asking her OBGYN questions regarding safety and security. After posting to Facebook, Dye tells me she heard from several local moms who had previously delivered at an Ascension hospital.
A lot of the responses were good. People said that they still had like a really good experience overall. Like they mentioned, the paperwork just having to be done manually and people having to kind of like, talk about like their medications and bring everything written down. And then also lab work coming back, taking a while to come back.
Dye says she decided to maintain her scheduled C-section at St. Thomas Midtown. According to Ascension's website, there is no official timeline for its hospitals to return to normal. Bob?
Now, News 2 Team Traffic with Corey Johnson.
A team traffic alert. We are definitely monitoring wet conditions out on the roadways. It's leading to sites like this. Take a look at our TDOT Smartway cameras. This is I-65 at Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, moving along very slowly at this hour in both directions. We actually had a crash along this stretch. You were headed southbound right at Vietnam Veterans Boulevard. It's right off in the distance. You can just barely see those emergency lights, but it is starting to clear, which is good to see, but that congestion is left behind. Now, other areas along this stretch, we're still watching another crash along I-65 South right at exit 90 to Briley Parkway. That is starting to clear, so that's good to see. But take a look at this. Copy and paste that congestion downtown I-40 west of Church Street. A lot of those lanes at a standstill right now. I-40 as a whole moving along pretty nicely, as well as I-24 east in the Laverne community. This is east of Waldron Road. It is moving a bit better than what we're seeing closer toward Nashville. Giving you a look at our drive times across the board, fairly moderate. If you're headed out to Murfreesboro, it'll be over an hour in 73 minutes. Bob, Haley?
Thank you, Corey. State leaders say in the age of social media, school threats are becoming more common. How a state app is hoping to halt this behavior in its tracks.
tonight. From strong tornadoes to summer-like heat and so many families still without power. Tracking extreme weather across the country. Plus, the race for the White House. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most-watched newscast on television.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa extravaganza at Nashville Hot Tubs and Swim Spas in Murfreesboro this Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy year-round relaxation in a hot tub or swim and exercise in a Michael Phelps signature swim spa. Financing available with payments as low as $75 this Thursday through Monday.
When we sold our home, it was never clean enough to do an open house or showing. So we skipped the stress and got a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
There's no showings, no open houses, no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the summer fun. Wow. My favorite party trick.
Get a new RAV4 with 4.75 APR financing or lease one from $289 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Attention Middle Tennessee residents. Make your dream pool a reality this summer with Coyote Creek Outdoors, Middle Tennessee's premier pool builder. Don't just dream of making lasting memories with loved ones. Dive into the fun now. Our top quality fiberglass pools start at just $59,000 and can be installed in as little as 3 weeks. But act fast. Supplies are limited. Visit splashbysummer.com to secure your spot and lock in our best pricing yet. Again, that's splashbysummer.com.
Life's frustrating enough. Let's fix what we can, like concrete problems causing your uneven patio. Call Frontier today for your free inspection and fix your frustration.
WKRN's Traffic Tracker, an interactive traffic map with up-to-the-minute traffic alerts to help you start your day stress-free. Brought to you by the Tennessee Lottery.
Save thousands at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Super Sale this Memorial Day weekend at Nashville Hot Tubs and Swim Spas in Murfreesboro. Quality American-made hot tubs and Michael Phelps signature swim spas up to 50% off. Blowout pricing with financing available this Thursday through Monday.
This News 2 program is sponsored by Ponce Law.
Since the start of the school year last August, Tennessee's Office of Homeland Security received almost 350 reports of threats against school. That's at least one threat a day, and law enforcement says the digital age is partially to blame.
State Capitol reporter Tori Gessner explains how one piece of technology is helping the state field those threats to keep schools safe.
Turn on the news, and it might feel like deja vu.
Those are just some of the multiple school districts threatened across Tennessee just today.
School threats are happening throughout the state, and Tennessee's Office of Homeland Security works hard to investigate each one.
A lot of the threats we look into do not have capability and intent. It may be just a kid trying to get out of his math test, but we don't know that until we investigate.
According to Greg Mace, the Deputy Commissioner of the Office of Homeland Security, there have been 344 threats against schools in Tennessee since August 1st, and that number only covers the ones that are reported to the state.
We're talking about at least one threat to a school somewhere in Tennessee every day. And I think that's been enabled in large part by the digital communications.
Whether the threats come through social media or more sophisticated artificial intelligence, the Office of Homeland Security is also using the digital age to its advantage through the SafeTN app. It not only lets people anonymously report threats and concerning behavior, but also offers resources to those struggling with mental health. When the reports come in, a multidisciplinary threat assessment team, which every school district is now required to have under a new state law, gets to work, collaborating with other agencies to mitigate the threat if there's credibility. And that may not always mean jail time, depending on the suspect.
Research has shown is if you offer that person an off-ramp, a decision besides violence, a way to move away from that you can be successful. But we have to pay attention to the threats, and we have to know what's out there, and then we have to act properly and immediately when we learn of them. And that's the essence of what the Office of Homeland Security is doing in the school security space.
Reporting in Nashville, I'm Tori Gessner.
And you can download the SafeTN app through the App Store on your mobile device. It is free, and a bill passed last legislative session will increase the charge for threatening a school to a felony. It goes into effect July the 1st.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
And we are under that weather alert. We just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for areas east, and now it's expanded across most of our viewing areas for Clay, Cumberland, Fentress, Jackson, Overton, Pickett, Putnam, and White counties. Until 6 p.m., wind gusts to 60. There's been some hail in this cell as well, and you can see it is packing a punch. Strong damaging winds being reported. We've gotten some wind damage coming out of parts of Trousdale County, and I'll show you that in just a second. But this is moving east at about 55 miles an hour. So Cookeville, you'll see this at 524, Rickman 528. You'll see it in Monterey at 539, Jamestown 551. And then we've got a flash flood warning now for Benton and Henry counties as well. We were showing some pictures out there of some flooded roadways, and so they're saying it's observed in this area. And of course, that flash flood warning for this area, in particular Houston County, where Shelby Mac's been all day, the threat is considerable. 3 to 5 inches of rain has fallen. If you don't have to drive in those counties, please don't. If you see flooded roads, I need you to turn around. Don't drown. We've also got storms down to the south developing here. Heavy duty, lots of lightning from Franklin to Spring Hill to Columbia, also over Murfreesboro and Lawrenceburg right now. Want to show you our Murray Regional Health camera in Columbia. We were seeing some lightning flashes, some heavier downpours before in this area. You see the flag is flapping just a bit. But again, definitely going to be some noisy storms over your area. And we've had a lot of reports of hail, flooding, and of course some tree damage. And I want to show you some tree damage. This is from Beth Page from Crystal. Look at that. She broke a tree branch down, and then she said even parts of her house got damaged. So yeah, be careful out there. If you have damage pictures, you can send it to pics@WKRN.com or me, Danielle Breezy TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But please do it safely. Severe thunderstorm watch has been extended till 10 p.m. and expanded out east to include all of our counties to the east. And these storms continue to push on through. By about 7, they're east of I-65, and by about 9 o'clock, they are out of here. Then you need to stay weather alert for your Thursday. All areas are under a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5. And then Friday, all areas to the west are under a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5. It looks like wind, hail, and heavy rain once again are the threats. And for Thursday, could be a showers in the morning, but best bet is after about 9, 10 o'clock, some heavy-duty storms roll in through about lunch time and right into the early afternoon, and then they're on out of here. And then we'll see better chances for some storms developing Friday morning, and they'll push on through. And then Friday evening, it looks like there could be some strong storms out to the west. We'll have to watch some of them. Weather alert mode, though, of course, not only for tonight, but also for Thursday and Friday. And then over the weekend, storms are likely each day of the holiday weekend. But Sunday in particular, I have severe storms out there because already Storm Prediction Center has put areas north and west of Nashville under a 30% risk and everybody else under a 15% risk. And on Sunday, unfortunately, all modes of severe weather are possible, including tornadoes. You need to make sure you have a way to get the warnings over the holiday weekend. Over to you.
Thank you, Danielle. From the start, the arrival of a new Titan Stadium has gone hand in hand with talks of a Super Bowl coming to Music City. It is a goal that is top of mind for Governor Bill Lee. How soon we could expect to see Nashville as a host city.
Up the SUV season sales event at Darrell Waltrip Buick GMC. Buy with low interest rates and payment deferral options up to 90 days. Choose from a large selection available today. Visit Darrell Waltrip Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Get up to 25% off everything in the store this Memorial Day at Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery. Some items will be marked down as much as 50%. You'll even get 36 months financing. The Memorial Day sale going on now at all 3 Lazy Boy locations.
Don't miss out this summer with a new backyard from Pool and Spa Depot. Luxury hot tubs starting at $39.99. Infrared saunas from $19.99. Pools for every budget. Pool and Spa Depot.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck.
Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or eligible military personnel get $7,000 total purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your local GMC dealer.
Is the air conditioning technician here yet?
Nope. 12 hours late.
It's time to go with someone else.
Hey guys, I got here as fast as I could. We'll get you fixed up in no time.
This month, enjoy no-interest financing for 24 months on select HVAC systems, generators, and tankless water heaters.
Call the Happy Face Truck today. You're watching News 2, WKRN, ABC, Nashville.
We're putting our foot down to keep our feet up, like way up, with Lazy Boy.
We worked overtime. Now it's TV time.
Lazy Boy's Memorial Day sale, 25% off everything in the store. Going on now at all 3 Lazy Boy locations.
Shop the SUV season sales event at Darrell Waltrip Buick GMC. Buy with low interest rates and payment deferral options up to 90 days. Choose from a large selection available today. Visit Darrell Waltrip Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
This News 2 program is sponsored by Rebath.
Governor Bill Lee is all for bringing the Super Bowl to Music City. With a new Nissan Stadium under construction, the governor says he is hopeful to see a Super Bowl in Nashville in the near future. Crews broke ground on the new stadium in late February, with its completion slated for 2027. The governor met with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell yesterday, who attended the signing of the Smart Heart Act. Lee says he hasn't made an official pitch to the NFL, but it's something he's been working on for quite some time.
From the minute I got into office, we started talking about it, knowing that there would likely be a new stadium now that we have one coming. I remind people of the uniqueness of this city and this state and the importance of the Titans. We hope that happens, and I'm asking and advocating for it whenever I get an opportunity.
Governor Bill Lee says he will continue to push forward on this proposal, adding that the state is willing to do everything in its power to bring the big game to Nashville. News 2 at 5 is back in a moment.
New season, new look. Get it with savings up to 20% off during the Memorial Day sale at American Signature Furniture. Up to 20% off store-wide. Or enjoy 50 months, no interest.
% below MSRP. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
During our Memorial Day sale at American Signature Furniture, save big on mattress and adjustable base sets. Plus, get a $300 instant gift with select sets and 50 months, no interest, no down payment. The Memorial Day mattress sale, now at American Signature Furniture.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Danielle Breezy. Right now, the News 2 team is tracking severe weather across our area. Stay with the News 2 Weather Authority for alerts and breaking news that could impact you.
Fun is in full bloom with the multiplier instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Make these tickets grow with prizes that you can multiply 10, 20, 50, and even 100 times. Buzz toward bigger and bigger wins today with multiplier instant games. Find them today at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun.
Welcome to Reiselman GMC, where you'll find a huge selection, great finance options, and transparent pricing.
This month at Reiselman GMC, get 1.9% financing on select GMC models. Plus, save thousands in cash purchase allowances for eligible trade-ins. Plus, make no payments for 90 days.
So come check us out. We'll earn your trust and make you a customer for life. Reiselman GMC, every customer, every time.
Watch News 2 with YouTube TV. Local coverage you can count on. This News 2 program is sponsored by Pool and Spa Depot.
All right, we're under that weather alert. We've got severe storms, flash flood warnings in effect as storms continue to push across our viewing area. That severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 10 p.m. tonight for wind, hail, heavy rain leading to flash flooding. And unfortunately, this isn't the only day we're under risk. Thursday and Friday, you need to stay weather alert as well as on Sunday.
Long few days.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's nasty out there. We'll see you right back here on News 2 at 6.
selling your home or farm or have an estate to settle, auctions are the most powerful and effective way to sell. They create competition among buyers, and you'll receive a contract with no contingencies. Call Parks Auction. We handle everything.
Change is never easy. There will be naysayers, doubters, and critics. You may even give up for a moment, only to start again another day. Because you believe in moving to the beat of your own drum, in passing down lifelong skills, in your ability to lose weight and keep it off. And when you believe you can succeed, you already have.
Wegovy is for adults with obesity and shouldn't be used with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines. Don't take Wegovy if you or your family had medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic to it. Stop Wegovy and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis and gallbladder problems. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat type 2 diabetes. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes, or if you feel your heart racing while at rest. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Call your provider right away if you have any mental changes. Common side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
So keep on believing, because it's not just about the weight you lose. It's about everything you gain. Believe on. Wegovy.
It's been a tough few seasons for the Morgans.
For too long, they've worried about the cost and hassle of replacing their windows.
But when they heard about Window Nation's high quality and legendary affordability, they were ready to team up with the pros. See how much you could save with a free estimate today.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the moments that make summer, summer. Like driving a RAV4 to wade in a waterfall.
Nice.
Cruising to play mini golf in a Camry. Or taking a Tundra to the beach.
You're not going to leave me here, are you?
Get a powerful new 24 Tundra Hybrid and get $2,000 customer cash. Or choose APR financing as low as 1.99%. Or a great low lease on Tundra.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Do you watch News 2 and shows on ABC? If so, send us your twos and you may be featured on a station promo on air. Send us a quick video of your best News 2 pose. Go to WKRN.com and find out how. You just might end up on TV.
Tonight, breaking news, the deadly tornado tearing through an entire community, multiple people dead. And tonight, the new risk at this hour from Texas all the way to New York. Also breaking here in the Northeast, the deadly workplace shooting. Police say a worker waiting to open fire, what we know so far. First tonight, this new severe weather threat in the coming hours from the south all the way up into New York. And the horrific images, the tornadoes slamming communities. Among them, the EF3 tornado touching down in Greenfield, Iowa. Homes wiped away. Tonight, 45 million Americans on alert again right now across multiple states, and we'll take you through it. Tonight, the other breaking story, the horrific and deadly workplace shooting outside Philadelphia. Police now say an employee waiting this morning for co-workers to arrive for work and opening fire. This evening, the Supreme Court justice under the microscope now, just days after images emerged showing an upside-down American flag flying outside the home of Justice Samuel Alito for several days after January 6th. Tonight, news on a second flag, this time at his beach house. Tonight, the new images inside that passenger jet rocked by deadly turbulence, the damage inside the cabin, blood everywhere, and the American family of four. A mother with a broken back, the father with a broken neck. The Israel-Hamas war tonight and the chilling video this evening showing the moment that female Israeli soldiers were taken hostage by Hamas during the October 7th attack. Why their families want the world to see this. The developing headline late today in the race for president, with some Republicans still voting for Nikki Haley in late primaries. Tonight, who Nikki Haley now says she'll vote for. Tonight, the CDC confirming a second human case of bird flu here in the U.S., where it is and what they're saying about it. Tonight, the judge and what he's ruled when it comes to Graceland. The beautiful sight here in New York, the parade of ships, Fleet Week sailing into New York Harbor. Patrick Mahomes breaking his silence tonight about the Chiefs kicker and what he said to women graduates. And America Strong tonight, the grandson and what he drove up in, all for his grandfather.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night. Tonight, 45 million Americans on alert for severe storms right now, from Texas all the way up to New York. At least 20 reported tornadoes across multiple states already. And tonight, the horrific scene in Greenfield, Iowa. Multiple people dead from a tornado there, and authorities say initial assessments tonight show it was an EF3 or higher. Winds at least 135 miles an hour, leaving a staggering trail of destruction. You see it right there. Video from a traffic cam in central Iowa showing a semi overtaken by the storm, then blown right over. The powerful winds knocking down giant wind turbines in Prescott, Iowa, some of them on fire. And not far from all of this, the terrifying images from Carbon, Iowa, this massive tornado crossing the road right there, swirling with debris, pieces of homes twisting in the air. Millions on alert for another night of dangerous weather ahead, Texas to upstate New York. And then tomorrow, the threat for the heartland and strong storms possible for Washington, D.C., New York City, and Boston as well. We do have the latest forecast for you, just as millions now prepare for the Memorial Day weekend. And ABC's Victor Akendo leading us off on the scene of that deadly tornado in Iowa.
Tonight, search and rescue operations still underway. Multiple fatalities, at least a dozen hurt after an EF3 tornado tore the heart out of the tiny township of Greenfield, Iowa. The tornado packing winds over 135 miles an hour.
Our hospital destroyed. Our nursing home was right over there. That's destroyed.
This is the main intersection in Greenfield. Now, this entire block leveled. Homes and businesses wiped away. The cleanup is underway. We've got some power crews here, bucket trucks trying to restore power. All of this happening in just one block. Homes and vehicles marked with spray paint to show they've been searched. Debris everywhere. Car after car tossed in the wreckage. And huge metal silos nearly pancaked. In nearby Carbon, Iowa, debris flying as the twister crosses the road right in front of storm chasers. The storms didn't just flatten homes.
3 windmills broken by this tornado.
In Prescott, Iowa,
that one is on fire.
Massive wind turbines lay mangled in the dirt, bent in half, some on fire. Back in Greenfield, families still in shock. This is what's left of Joan Newell's home of more than 50 years. She was pulled from her basement by first responders. She says at least 4 of her neighbors did not survive.
Their house was had no basement.
So they didn't have a safe place?
No. Oh, we all know each other around here.
Were you close with them?
Oh, yeah, the one couple. Well, the guy over here, too, we were, yeah. Knew them all.
As search and rescue efforts continue elsewhere, just look, this is all that's left of this block in Greenfield. Now that painful cleanup process is underway. The governor has declared a state of emergency. FEMA will be on the ground here tomorrow, and the White House says they are ready to support the community as needed. David?
We're thinking about all those families tonight. Victor, thank you. Let's get right to WABC meteorologist Lee Goldberg with us tonight. He's tracking these storms into the night and then the threat again tomorrow. Hi, Lee.
David, it's been relentless across the heartland, but now the aim is focused on Texas tonight. There's a new tornado warning southwest of Waco. We've already had 2 tornado reports west of San Angelo, so through the evening hours up to Dallas. There's also a watch that goes into Arkansas and into Tennessee. We've had some strong storms to severe storms across central New York states right along the I-81 corridor. Syracuse had a record 92 today. Tomorrow, it's Sioux Falls down to Dallas, east to Memphis, but the intense zone, tornadoes, that could be Nebraska and over to Kansas. Now, the storms are watching today to the west with a cold front approach the East Coast. The I-95 corridor, big getaway day, could be dicey in the morning hours, and then the threat shifts down to the mid-Atlantic during the afternoon hours. David?
Tracking it tonight and into tomorrow. Lee Goldberg and the team at WABC, thank you. We turn now to the horrific and deadly workplace shooting outside Philadelphia. Tonight, authorities now say an employee was waiting for co-workers to arrive early this morning, then opening fire, killing at least 2 workers and wounding several others. Stephanie Ramos on the scene.
Tonight, police say an employee at this industrial linen company just outside of Philly took his anger out on 5 of his coworkers, killing at least 2.
All units responding. It's an active shooting.
Around 8:30 this morning, just as everyone was showing up for work, the gunman, armed with a handgun, opened fire.
We have 2 individuals who unfortunately have lost their life just by showing up at work today.
At least 2 people killed and 3 others seriously injured. One of the victims believed to be a supervisor. Those frightened employees describe the chaotic scene.
Next thing you know, I turned around, he pulled a gun out of his pocket in point-blank range, just like that.
The suspect leaving the scene, driving home just miles away, where he was pulled over and captured by authorities in front of his neighbors.
As investigators work to find a motive, one employee who spoke with our ABC station WPBI says several complaints have been filed against the suspect, who they say has made threats in the past. David.
Stephanie Ramos in Chester, Pennsylvania for us. Steph, thank you. There is a developing headline tonight involving Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito. Just days after images emerged showing an upside-down American flag flying outside his home for several days after January 6th. Tonight, the new report on a second flag, this time at his beach house. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas, now.
Just days after the nation saw an image of an upside-down flag outside of the home of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito in the days after January 6, a symbol of the Stop the Steal movement, a new photo tonight raising yet more questions. The New York Times publishing images of a pine tree flag outside of Alito's New Jersey beach home last summer, with the words, "Appeal to Heaven." Like the upside-down flag, the pine tree flag was carried by some pro-Trump supporters on January 6 as the Capitol was attacked. Tonight, it's unclear who allegedly placed the flag and what kind of statement was being made. The flag, which dates back to the Revolutionary War, has also been associated with Christian nationalism. Supreme Court justices are supposed to avoid the appearance of political bias. And Democrats argue Alito has a conflict of interest and should recuse himself from 2 January 6 cases now before the High Court, including one which will resolve whether President Trump has immunity from prosecution.
David, we reached out to the court and Justice Alito for comment on these new photos. So far, no response.
Pierre Thomas at the court tonight. Thank you, Pierre. We have new and troubling images tonight from inside that passenger jet rocked by deadly turbulence. The damage throughout the cabin, oxygen masks dangling from the ceiling. Passengers say there was blood everywhere. Tonight, the American family of 4 from New York, the mother now with a broken back, the father with a broken neck. Gio Benitez on this again tonight.
Tonight, new video shows the havoc wreaked by that deadly turbulence, turning this London to Singapore flight into a nightmare in just seconds. The aircraft's floor littered with debris, overhead bin panels broken, and the ceiling splattered with blood.
Heads had literally pushed through and broken those plastic panels.
The NTSB now joining the investigation as we learn about those 4 Americans on board, Drew and Vicky Kessler of North Rockland, New York, and their 2 young sons. Drew Kessler writing in a Facebook post, "The boys have no issues. Vicky got the worst of it and has a broken back. I have a broken neck." The sudden turbulence on Tuesday forcing that plane to drop 100 feet and then climb 300 feet. Zafran Azmir says there was very little time to react.
The entire thing happened within the span of less than 10 seconds.
The plane forced to land at Bangkok's airport with dozens injured. A British passenger, Jeff Kitchen, killed, traveling with his wife. At least 20 patients now in the ICU, 9 passengers requiring surgery. And David, there is strong evidence that severe clear air turbulence is increasing because of climate change. In fact, we know that it's up 55% in the North Atlantic since 1979. David.
Gio Benitez, thank you again tonight. Now to the breaking news in the race for president, with some Republicans still voting for Nikki Haley in late primaries. Tonight, Nikki Haley and who she now says she'll vote for in November, and what she said just months ago on this. Here's Rachel Scott.
She once called Donald Trump a disaster.
Many of the same politicians who now publicly embrace Trump privately dread him. They know what a disaster he's been and will continue to be for our party.
Declaring herself, quote, not afraid to say the hard truths.
I feel no need to kiss the ring. I have no fear of Trump's retribution. My own political future is of zero concern.
But today, Trump's former rival, Nikki Haley, announcing she will vote for him.
Trump has not been perfect on these policies. I've made that clear many, many times. But Biden has been a catastrophe. So I will be voting for Trump.
David, even after dropping out of the race, Nikki Haley keeps earning significant support in key Republican primaries, including in several battleground states like Pennsylvania, where just last month she got 16% of the vote. But Donald Trump has made it clear she is not under consideration to be his possible running mate. David.
Yeah, 16% of the vote in Pennsylvania, even though she was out of the race. That's really interesting. Rachel Scott tonight. Rachel, thank you. Now to the Israel-Hamas war and the chilling video tonight showing the moment female Israeli soldiers were taken hostage by Hamas during the October 7th attack. The video shot by Hamas and ABC's Britt Clennett on the images tonight that the families of those soldiers now want the world to see. And a warning, this is difficult.
Tonight, horrifying video of female Israeli soldiers, their faces bruised and bloodied, hands tied, lined up against a wall after being kidnapped by Hamas gunmen on the morning of October 7th. 19-year-old Naama Levy, her face covered in blood, pleading with her captor, saying she has Palestinian friends. A gunman screaming at Liri Albag, 18, who asks for someone who speaks English. The videos were shot by Hamas but edited by the IDF before release to remove what they say were the most graphic and disturbing moments. Here, a terrorist yelling at the women saying, "Our brothers died because of you, we will shoot you all." At one point, a gunman gesturing, saying, "Here are the girls, women who can get pregnant. These are the Zionists." Another militant tells Karina Arayev, just 19 years old, "You are so beautiful." The captives were all deployed as IDF observers watching the northern Gaza border on October 7th. The families of the hostages, including Agam Berger's father Shlomi, who we spoke to tonight, saying they decided to release the video to pressure the Netanyahu government to strike a deal to release the remaining 128 captives.
This is the girls. It's not a photo. This is life. This is Agam. This is Karina, Daniela, Liri, Neama. This is the girls.
Yeah, David, Palestinians applauded while Israel blasted the move, recalling their ambassadors from those countries, and the White House saying it does support a two-state solution, but through talks and not unilateral pronouncements. David.
Britt Clennett in Israel for us tonight. Britt, thank you. Meantime, back here in the U.S. tonight, the CDC confirming a second human case of bird flu in this country. The first case in Texas, the second case in Michigan. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
Tonight, U.S. health officials closely monitoring that human case of the highly contagious bird flu virus, now the second infection linked to an outbreak in dairy cows. Authorities saying a Michigan farm worker recovered after having mild symptoms. That worker likely contracting the virus from infected livestock. Back in March, a Texas farm worker was diagnosed with the first human case of bird flu tied to dairy cows. Both patients worked with cows, both reporting eye infections, but the cases are not connected.
That the risk to human health still is very low.
Because of the bird flu threat, the CDC tonight, as a precaution, urging cities and states to keep up flu surveillance this summer.
There is no human-human transmission, which is very important reassurance that this problem is still mostly confined to livestock.
And David, federal health officials say farm workers are at an elevated risk for contracting bird flu, and they are providing states with protective equipment if requested. David?
We'll keep watching this. Alex Perez tonight, thank you. We turn now to Uvalde, Texas, where the families of 19 victims of the school massacre there have now reached a $2 million settlement with the city. They have filed a new lawsuit against nearly 100 state police officers. 2 years ago this Friday, more than 375 officers from multiple agencies rushed to that school. Authorities say 77 minutes went by before taking the lone shooter down. A DOJ study found cascading failures in that response. 19 fourth graders and 2 teachers died. When we come back here tonight, Patrick Mahomes breaking his silence about the Chiefs kicker and what he said to women graduates. And tonight, the future of Graceland, the famous home of Elvis, what a judge decided today.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the Ozempic Trizone. I got the power of 3. I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight. In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
I'm under 7.
Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease. I'm lowering my risk. Adults lost up to 14 pounds.
I lost some weight.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
Ask about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
Were you worried the wedding would be too much?
Nah.
Another destination wedding? We just got back from our sisters in Napa.
Who gets married in Napa? My daughter. Who gets married someplace more expensive?
My other daughter! Cancun, Jamaica! Why can't they use my backyard?
With Empower, we get all our financial questions answered, so we don't have to worry.
Can we get out of here?
I thought you'd never ask.
Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future with a real-time dashboard and real-live conversations.
Empower. What's next?
Ashley's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Save big on adjustable mattress sets from Beautyrest Black, Purple, and Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get 0% interest for 72 months with select in-store mattress purchases for better sleep and savings. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com.
The road to opportunity is often the road overlooked. At Enterprise Mobility, we guide companies to unique solutions from our team of mobility experts. Because we believe the more ways we all have to move forward, the further we'll all go.
How did I ever miss this?
Before you were preventing migraine with Qulipta?
You'll never truly forget migraine, but 0 migraine days are possible.
Don't take it if allergic to Qulipta. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and sleepiness.
Qulipta, the forget you get migraine medicine.
Tonight, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is defending his teammate kicker Harrison Butker. Butker faced backlash for his commencement address at Benedictine College, telling women graduates while they're excited about their careers, he knows they're likely most excited about getting married and having children. He said their most important title should be homemaker. Mahomes saying he doesn't agree with Butker, but, quote, I judge him by the character he shows every day, calling him, quote, a great person. When we come back here tonight, the future of Graceland, what a judge ruled today.
A lot of new dry eye patients in my office tell me about their frequent dry eyes, which may point to dry eye disease. Millions of Americans were estimated to have it. They've tried artificial tears again and again, but the relief is temporary. Xiidra can provide lasting relief.
Xiidra treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation.
Why wait? Ask your eye doctor about a 90-day prescription for Xiidra today.
I will never again lose to my brother, decided Issa, because I've switched to Consumer Cellular, and now I get the same coverage he's got for up to half the cost. I'm the one who wins. Birds, when freedom calls, we're here to answer.
HCM is a serious heart condition affecting as many as 1 in 200 people. Like me.
And me. It can impact how you feel and what you can do.
I still felt tired on my beta blocker. So I talked to my cardiologist.
About treatment advances in HCM that gave me new options.
It was a breakthrough for me.
That conversation was big for me.
Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
When you need to prepare for unpredictable adventures, you need WeatherTech. Laser measured floor liners, front and rear. Seat protector to save the seats.
They're all yours. They're here.
Hey, I knew you were coming, so I WeatherTech the car.
Can we get ice cream?
We can now.
Kid-proof your vehicle with American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
Depression is a journey. I'd made some progress on my antidepressant, had some daily wins in reducing my symptoms, but I was still masking my depression. So I talked to my doctor. She told me I could build on my wins without changing my antidepressant.
Rexulti, when added to an antidepressant, significantly reduced depression symptoms more than an antidepressant alone.
And less depression, that's a win.
Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have an increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Report new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, low white blood cells. Unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. Keep moving forward. Ask your doctor about Rexulti.
Here's to getting better with age.
Here's to beating these two every Thursday.
Help fuel today with Boost High Protein. Complete nutrition you need without the stuff you don't. So, here's to now.
To the index of other news, and tonight Graceland is off the auction block for now. During an 8-minute hearing, Shelby County, Tennessee Chancellor Jode Jenkins blocking Elvis Presley's home from foreclosure, suggesting a mysterious company tried to sell the estate, may have committed fraud by allegedly submitting forged documents using Lisa Marie Presley's name. A future hearing will determine the rightful owner. It's Fleet Week here in New York City. Take a look. The parade of ships sailing into New York Harbor today, passing by the Statue of Liberty. They're here through Memorial Day. When we come back here tonight, the grandson and what he drove up in for his grandfather.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. And when you can breathe better, what isn't better? This is better. This is better. That's better. And that. Even this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It works with your asthma medicine to help improve lung function. That's pretty good. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's proven to help prevent asthma attacks. It can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And doesn't that make things better? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking about our honeymoon. What about Africa? Safari. Hot air balloon ride. Swim with elephants.
Wait, can we afford a safari? Great question. Like everything, takes a little planning.
Or put the money towards a down payment.
On a ranch?
In Montana.
With horses.
Let's take a look at those scenarios.
JP Morgan Wealth Management has advisors in Chase branches and tools like Wealth Plan to help keep you on track. When you're planning for it all, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Pain means pause on the things you love. But green means go. Cool the pain with BioFreeze. And keep on going. BioFreeze. Green means go.
Shop Etsy until June 16th and get up to 30% off Father's Day gifts that go beyond the classic go-to. Save on personalized gear and other things dads dig. When you want a one-of-a-kind gift to show him he's number one, Etsy has it.
Katie, it's future you. Constipation with belly pain again? Our doctor figured it out. She said it's IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess is not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. These aren't all the side effects. Get ahead of it. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn how AbbVie and Ironwood could help you save.
Did you know it's possible to have a heart attack at age 36? I didn't. Here's a tip. If you smoke, it's totally possible. That's what happened to me.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Coming up on News 2 at 6, flash flooding sweeps through parts of Middle Tennessee. We are live. And a man tries to steal a woman's baby right out of her arms. Hear from her after World News Tonight.
Finally tonight, hear the grandson who always knew his grandfather loved that truck out in the yard. Tonight in Lebanon, Missouri, north of Springfield, an incredible surprise for a grandfather. He did not see this coming. As a young man, Richard Kincherlow bought a 1954 International Harvester along with his mother. They cherished the truck together, driving it for decades. Eventually, it broke down, but Richard, now a grandfather, would still keep it in his yard. His grandson, Blake, there as a boy, would play in that broken down truck. Tonight, more than 40 years after his grandfather was able to drive that truck, his grandson with an idea. Secretly taking the truck to a local auto body shop, C&J's classic and muscle cars. Slowly, carefully repairing it.
There was no bumper, there was no signal lights, there was no a lot of electrical going on.
This is the spot where the truck was parked for decades.
But there's a square of brown right here. This is where the truck sat for a long time.
And when it was time, Blake and his father Brian went to pick up the truck.
There's the brake lights that didn't exist.
Father and son driving it back home, a thumbs up. Grandpa Richard outside, but he didn't know what was turning the corner.
Papa, what is that over there? Look.
That is crazy.
Wiping away tears.
Water pump, bring water pump.
This truck isn't just a truck. It's an emotional deal for him for sure.
A test drive. Grandpa behind the wheel, driving his truck after more than 40 years.
You never thought you'd see this run again, did you?
No.
Let alone drive down the road.
I didn't think I'd ever live to see this.
Yeah.
Tonight, his grandson telling us it was a fantastic feeling to watch him watch his old friend, that truck, drive down the road again after all those years. I hope others can receive a message of the importance of family and the things left by them. Grandpa Richard's going to have to give us a ride sometime. I'm David Muir. Good night.
You're all moving on up. I am throwing the party of all parties. Everybody's invited, except for the students and most of the teachers.
And we are tracking several severe storms moving across the area with wind, hail, and heavy rain. We'll talk more about the timeline. News 2 at 6 starts now.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
And we are weather alert in the middle of an active storm system. As the storms move through the metro area, the FAA had issued a ground stop at Nashville International. That has since been lifted.
And already this system has dumped enough rain to cause serious flash flooding in some spots. 9 children and 2 employees were rescued from a daycare as floodwaters swept through Erin in Houston County this afternoon. The Erin police chief confirms all 11 were taken to the city hall for safety. We don't know if anyone was injured.
Now, to give you a better idea, this is how fast those floodwaters were moving in Erin. The sheriff sent us this video of a street. This was downtown. Most of Middle Tennessee remains under a severe thunderstorm watch. Danielle is tracking the weather closely. Let's get an update. Danielle.
All right, we've got active weather as we speak. Haley, as you can see right now on Storm Tracker Radar Network, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Cumberland, Fentress, Overton, Pickett, and Putnam counties until 6:30 in the evening. Wind gusts to 60. You also have some hail out there and lots of lightning plus torrential downpours. This has downed a lot of trees as it pushed through Livingston and caused some power outages. So just a heads up, you can see those bright greens, those bright reds, indicating some very strong gusty winds. Jamestown, it's coming to you right now. Clark Range, Monterey, just a heads up, that's a very noisy storm. Also, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Bedford and Marshall County until 6:30 in the evening. Wind gusts to 60 here. Lots of hail, lots of lightning right there, and that is pushing to the east. So heading towards Shelbyville, it's basically on top of you right now. Manchester 622, McMinnville 628. And then Hillsborough 634. And then we've got that flash flooding where Shelby Mack has been. That is considerable, and that's until 10 p.m. for those areas. And then Benton and Henry County now under a flash flood warning as well. We'll talk more about when these storms move out and when we could see more severe storms in that 7-day forecast coming up.
Thank you, Danielle. And this is why it's important to go slow when the roads are wet. Clarksville police report at least one person was hurt in this 4-car accident. It completely shut down the road. Police did not say how many people were hurt or how badly, though they did say everyone is expected to be okay. And News 2 meteorologist Shelby Mack is out on the roads tonight.
And Shelby, you've seen a lot of water covering a lot of roads in Erin tonight.
Bob and Haley, so we are outside of that daycare where there was the water rescue earlier, and you can see just how fast this water is flowing through this creek. It's also not usually this full, but because there's been anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rainfall today, it is really ramping up. And then zooming in just a little bit, you can also see where this power pole has almost snapped just out ahead. If it focuses a little bit more, you can see that power pole. And so that could lead to some power outages continuing into the rest of the night. Again, we're going to have some more wind still pushing through as well, but things will try to dry out. But this is not the only severe weather day we're going to be dealing with. So these water levels could get higher and higher. More power could go out. And earlier we did get some video of this creek. It was raging even more aggressively. This is something that would sweep you off your feet. This would sweep your car off the roads. So that is why it is so important to stay home when the conditions are this aggressive, because there is so much flowing water coming through. And then out ahead of us, we're also looking at those roads and some ponding. People are driving through right now, but again, even just off the edge of the roads on the shoulder, we're dealing with a little bit more of that water, and this is going to continue with more rain on the way through the next few days. And Aaron, in the Storm Tracker, meteorologist Shelby Mack, News 2.
Thank you, Shelby. For important weather alerts sent right to your phone, download the free WKRN weather app.
Give me your baby. Those are the terrifying words a mother says she heard as a man tried to steal her child right out of her arms.
It happened at a Hermitage gas station. Tonight, News 2's Stephanie Langston shares new pictures of the suspect and speaks with the mother only here on News 2.
And just like that, she was almost gone.
In a matter of seconds, Hannah Whitehouse was facing her greatest fear.
I was terrified. You know, like, I've heard of kidnappings and children going missing, but it's never hit home.
But Sunday night it did. Around 10:15 at the Thorntons on Lebanon Pike, Hannah Whitehouse says she was talking with some of the gas station employees while holding her 1-year-old little girl, Inslee, when a man walked in and attempted to snatch her daughter from her arms.
And I was holding her like that. So when he went to grab her, he went to grab her
while demanding her little girl.
He said, "Give me your baby. Give me your baby." And then he said, "I just need your baby."
Some employees of the gas station stepped in, backing the man off, as the mom said she ran out of the store, frightened for their lives, and drove off.
I'm scared. I'm scared to take my children out. I'm scared.
Metro Police releasing these surveillance images of the suspect, saying he was between 30 to 35 years old, around 5'5", and driving a 4-door maroon Honda sedan.
It doesn't seem like it was the first time he's ever tried this.
The mother warning others, fearful someone else could be a victim.
You already take steps.
I do.
Cautious.
And for it to happen, it's terrible. If something happened to one of my kids, it would end my world. It would.
Reporting from Hermitage, Stephanie Langston, News 2.
A fellow soldier hopes someone comes forward after his friend was found dead in a Clarksville apartment over the weekend.
Now, police still haven't said how she died, but they are investigating it as a homicide. News 2's Nikki McGee joined us now in studio with details. Nikki.
Well, Katia Duenas Aguilar was just 23 years old. Her friend Ramia remembers going through basic training with her. She says Katia didn't deserve to die and is asking for anyone with information to come forward. So far, police aren't saying how Katia died, just that this is a homicide. They also turned down our request for 911 calls from that evening. However, we are working with criminal investigators from Fort Campbell. Today, Ramia tells me that she loved Katia, who also loved her son above all else and had a passion for serving her country.
It felt surreal. It still feels surreal because it's like she was such a great person. So for someone to do that, I don't understand it. But yeah, I was very shocked. I was very saddened about it. And then, you know, my condolences to the family. And, you know, her mom, her dad, like, especially her son, you know, now he had to grow up without a mother, so.
Now, Katia was found dead